Bem-vindos. Beijinho, pastéis de nata. This is my Portuguese. Okay. So welcome. Thanks a lot for staying because I know the chair are not really comfortable. So okay. So today we are going to see. I'm going to introduce you to the Paragon world. Okay. So let's start with a quotation from Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo was saying, I mean, it's a sad thing that nature is speaking to humanity, but the humanity doesn't listen, okay? Nature today is providing us a lot of things, I mean, for us to live. The air, the water, I mean, really nice water to do Tennessee whiskey, and all this good part, all the food. But we have to search for those special ingredients, okay? Just 2 minutes. So we have to search for those particular ingredients, and this is why, I mean, we are going to explore the world, okay? As Monin, we wanted to make something really new, something that is not well known at the moment, okay? So the first thing, as we have the heritage from Monin, we wanted to search for a new flavor. So we are going to travel all over the world to find the best flavor, the premium flavor. I mean, for you as a bartender or barista, I mean, to work with it, to explode your creativity, and also to please your customer. By going to explore the world, we are not going to Europe, because Europe, we all know almost all the product from Europe. Sorry, we are not going to US. So we decided to go to Africa, because Africa is a continent which is not explored at the moment, and is full of really nice flavor that really are not really known at the moment. So actually 4 years ago, Tuc Dual, which is our international marketing director, took Alex Cratena to Brazil, okay, to explore Brazil. So they went into Amazonia forest. They get some spice, some roots with some local bartender. They make some cocktail. They make a little buzz, but nothing happened after. So what we decided, we are going to search for the ultimate premium product or flavor, and we are going to make something big different. So we decided to go to Africa, and especially Cameroon. Why Cameroon? Because when you go to Africa, Cameroon, it's a concentrate of Africa. Almost 90% of the thing we grow in Africa grows in Cameroon. Why in Cameroon? Because you have volcano, and so you have really nice earth and soil, with, and you have a lot of different kind of variety. So, what we want to do is to make an encyclopedia. Encyclopedia is different books. So chapter 1 is going to be based on a special thing, which is actually going to be pepper. Okay. After you will have other encyclopedia. It's also for the bartender to have a really premium product. I mean, to enhance their creativity. Okay. So what we did, the Odyssey Botanical. So this is. We are going to explain the encyclopedia. We really went into the country to get to know the product and to understand the product and to get what flavor we are going to bring to make a product. So this is actually the team. So you have Tuc Dual, which is our marketing director, and we went with Alex Cratena in Cameroon. Up. So in Cameroon, we decided to focus on pepper. Okay, why pepper? Because pepper is actually unique, but also you have more than 2,750 different kinds of pepper. Pepper, when we speak about pepper, it could be hot spice, but also it could be smooth spice. Okay? So for example, I invite you to come to the booth and to taste, because for example, Penja is really the pepper, when we speak about pepper, that you imagine. Okay? But after, we went into different countries, and we select Timur from Nepal, which is kind of grapefruit flavor, and also Rue from Ethiopia, which is much more like passion fruit. Okay, if you take the raw material, okay, this is Rue berry. In the country, they also call it passion berry. Okay, because when you crush it, you get similar taste profile than passion fruit. Okay, this one. It's much more pink grapefruit flavor when you crush it, but you don't have the hot spice, okay? So we decided to go for the first chapter on pepper, Okay, so this we found out the raw material. When we went to Cameroon, we went also to this Penja producer, and the Penja producer say, if tomorrow nobody is going to buy my pepper, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to plant banana, because banana is much will make more profit from banana than pepper. So to keep this treasure, this raw material, that's the reason why we pay the full price. I mean, to allow this guy to continue to growing pepper, and also to help the staff from the company for the school, for the kids. So it's also to help them into their own life. Okay. So when you get the raw material, it's how you are going to extract the flavor. Okay. Up. Up. So flavor extraction. We all know different kind of flavor extraction. The first actually is infusion. Infusion, you take your raw material, you put it into a tank with some alcohol, okay, just to make maceration. Okay, the alcohol that we are going to use is 96%. It's the highest level of alcohol. Okay, so and you leave it between 1 day to 1 week just to get the flavor. Okay, sometimes to have easily the flavor, you are going to eat. Okay, so this process can last from 1 day to 1 week. Okay, sometimes you stir, and after you just strain and you get the flavor. The second method that you can use actually is distillation. This distillation, you are going to load your still with the raw material, alcohol and water, and after you are going to eat, you will have the steam which are full of flavor, which are going to go up, and when you cool them down, you are going to get the extract. Okay? Up. So most of the time when we get, for example, if we take the alcohol for, you have 70 degrees alcoholate. Otherwise, the other technique is you steam, you heat the water, and after the steam go through the raw material, get all the flavor, and after go down into this, which is a cool water, and just to cool down the steam and to get liquid at the end. And here you get essential oil and water. Okay, so this is actually all the process that we know. But as we wanted to make something really special, we found out that the perfume industry in France are using what we call CO2. Okay, for example, Chanel, Guerlain, all these kind of perfume producers, they are going to use CO2 critical. What is CO2 critical? It's a gas. Okay, when you heat the gas and you compress it, okay, you get like a steam. Okay, this steam, you are going to pass it through a tank where you have the raw material. For example, for pepper, we took the pepper, we ground it, and all the steam is going through the pepper to extract all the flavor. Okay, so this goes here, and after you release the pressure, and after you get liquid, and after the gas is reintroduced into the process. Okay, so first you don't have any waste, and after you don't use alcohol. Okay, this is the main advantage. Okay, so at the beginning it will be like a distillation. At the beginning you get all the best part. Okay, the more you press, okay, the more you press the pressure, after you get all the pepper part, okay, the burning part from the pepper, and at the end you get like a mustard. Okay, first it's like liquid, and at the end you get like a paste, and it's burning like a mustard. Okay, so depending on the raw material that you are using, we are going to use different kind of technique. So, for example, this is what we call the DNA of a paper. Okay, so this part, but it will be the same for any kind of ingredient, strawberry, raspberry, any kind of ingredient has their own DNA. So to get this part, we are going to use infusion to extract this part. To extract this part, we are going to use distillation, and to extract this part, we are going to use CO2. I mean, the goal is to get the closest of flavor that you get into the raw material. Okay? Up. So, actually, we decided to make a premium product. Okay, so what we are going to do? Are we going to do a syrup? Are we going to do liquor? Are we going to do a shrub? But we decided to go for a cordial. So what is a cordial? is something which is less sweet than a syrup, okay? But he has got a touch of acidic part, okay? How are we going to bring acidity into our final product? So acidity, we all know citric acid, which is coming from lemon juice, okay? As a bartender, you are, for example, when you do a cocktail, you put, for example, alcohol, you put sugar, and after you bring acidity, I mean lemon juice, just to balance the sugar and to bring, I mean, freshness. So we all know acidity from lemon juice, but also the thing is when Tuc Dual, which is our international marketing director, went to Cameroon, okay, he bought a honey, which was really clear honey. When he get to Bourges, I mean 2 days after, I mean the honey get dark. Okay, he tastes the honey and it was really acidic. Okay, so he went to the lab. And the lab say it's because it's a reaction which is gluconic acid. Okay, it's when you have glucose. Okay, when you put oxygen inside, it makes like a gluconic acid. Okay, so actually, honey, they offer him a bottle of honey from Oku because you have a lot of health benefits, is good for your body. So this is the reason why they give it to him. And after, but this helps us to find out about gluconic acid. So this is, I mean, when you have glucose, when you introduce oxygen inside, you get gluconic acid. So the main difference actually, okay, the main difference between citric acid and gluconic acid, citric acid will give you the kick, okay? The peak at the beginning, but it doesn't have any long-lasting flavor, okay? To have a long-lasting flavor, that's the reason why we are going to mix with gluconic acid, okay? If we, in terms of acid, where can we get acid? So you can get acidic acid, which is the first one, which is coming from vinegar. That's the reason why some bartenders, they are using shrub, they are putting some vinegar. You also can get tartaric acid from grapes. Citric acid is coming from lemon juice or lime juice. Then you can get malic acid from apple, or the green apple, you know, Granny Smith. Lactic acid from milk, and gluconic acid from sap. Sap is actually when you cut the tree, when you get the gum, this is what we call sap. And also from honey. So by combining those two kinds of acid, what you get, I mean citric acid, I mean will give you the kick and after will disappear, but you have a long-lasting flavor. That's the reason why you are going to use gluconic acid just to get the wow effect. So that's the reason why, for example, in one white panja, we just use almost 20% and 80 of citric acid and 80% of gluconic acid. And after for Rue and Timur, we use 30% and 70%. Much more, we really base on the gluconic acid to have the long-lasting flavor. And also, what we found out when you make a cocktail, it will separate all the ingredients. Okay. Most of the time, when we do a cocktail with, for example, with Paragon, it's going to be a cocktail with maximum 3 to 4 ingredients. You don't need more. Okay. Just to separate all the taste flavor when you drink, I mean, we are using gluconic acid. Okay. So the project actually was really to make a premium product. So that's the reason why we went into different countries to select all the best products. So actually, what is Paragon? Paragon in French means the best of the best, what we call la crème de la crème. This is in all French. This is the first thing. And the second thing, it means also how you cut the diamond into jewelry profile. Okay, how to cut the diamond, because each face of the diamond is linked to something. So, for example, the first part will be about all the raw ingredients that we are looking for into the nature. The second, it's the use of different kind of citric acid and gluconic acid. The third one is going to be how we are going to extract the flavor. And the last one is because we did it with Alex Cratena, and he helped us a lot in how to build the product and how to mix all this kind of thing. So I'm going to show you a little movie to explain you about the story. Just pause.
We're looking for the gold of the next cocktail.
Donc notre aventure, c'est un voyage aux racines du goût. On a voulu vraiment s'aventurer dans des zones méconnues à la recherche d'ingrédients parfaits, mais au profil justement atypique qu'on a voulu justement promouvoir sur un public plus large.
A gente está falando de universo que remete à textura, à cor, à imaginação pura.
Dans cette aventure humaine, on a pu découvrir la plantation de Monsieur Metomo, du poivre qui donc produit du poivre blanc de Penja et aussi du poivre noir.
À Penja, je suis planteur depuis 22 ans maintenant. Oh, vous savez, nous avons la chance ici d'être dans un environnement écologique assez particulier au Cameroun. Nous sommes sur des sols volcaniques. Nous avons un climat assez équilibré. 6 mois de pluie globalement, bien sûr c'est entre temps avec des petites saisons sèches, et 6 mois de soleil.
These cocktails are for modern bartenders who are passionate about ingredients, who want to know where the ingredients we use come from, and who are curious to explore different new flavors.
Le poivre Penja, il faut dire, est une épice très complexe où il y a à la fois des notes lourdes e picantes e des notes de tête très fines.
O universo das pimentas, no geral, e ainda mais particularmente do Penja, é muito pouco conhecido. São características sensoriais muito pouco exploradas.
When it comes to exploring produce, because we want to write a cocktail menu, we want to make new ingredients, no? There's several different ways of doing it. You can go to Google, you can read about it in the book. Also, you can go to Africa, you can touch the things, smell them, and the result of the person who's just Googling or reading a book is very different to the result of person who actually travels to the place and lives the experience. Because you cannot experience an experience unless you experience it.
Okay, so this is to show you about the history about the product. Now, so we select actually 3 kinds of pepper, okay, because they were really totally different in terms of flavor, and really to help the bartender to express his creativity. Okay, so on the bottle, if you check, you have the origin, okay, and the design of the pepper, how they looks like in the nature, but this I will show you after. So White Penja is coming from Cameroon, so it's a combination of infusion and CO2. What we found out also, it's actually we have 3 ways to extract the product, but most of the time when you combine 2, I mean you get better quality than if you combine 3, okay? Because sometimes you are going to get the inside, sometimes you are going to get the outside about the flavor. So by mixing actually 2 ways of flavor extraction, it was most of the time better. So White Penja is a combination of infusion and CO2. Then you have Rubéry, which is coming from Ethiopia, which is a combination of infusion and CO2. and Timur berry, which is coming from Nepal, which is just infusion and CO2. Okay, so about the taste profile, everything is actually written on the bottle. Taste profile, white Penja is horsehair and menthol, but this I will show you how they produce Penja and you will understand. Ruberry is much more a passion fruit, which is a much more easier, I would say, to work. And Timur also, it's easier to work because the taste profile is grapefruit. Okay. And after it's written the bricks, so the bricks actually is 55, which is a level of sugar. So 65 means 600 grams of sugar per liter, which is less than the syrup, because most of the time the syrup is 690 grams of sugar per liter. And you have the pH, which means the acidity contained into the product. So ingredient, 600 grams of sugar per liter, water, combination of gluconic acid and citric acid, and natural pepper flavoring. When on the bottle is called natural pepper flavoring or natural strawberry peppering, natural strawberry flavoring, it means he has got 95% of pepper or 95% of strawberry. Okay. Then you have acidity, the acidity, which is the combination of gluconic and citric for Timur, Rue and Penja, and the kind of extraction which is used to make this product. So speaking about the acidity, it's what we call the pH. When the pH it's equivalent to 7, that means it's neutral. You don't have any acidity inside. The lower you go, the more acidity it gets. Okay, so that's the reason why. Because I'm working for Monin, I put a little of figure. So for example, salty caramel, which is not acid at all, is 6.07. Okay, and when we go back to, for example, to Paragon range, I mean the acidity is 1.57 for Rue and Timur, and 1.8 for Penja. So that means because we wanted to make a cordial, that's the reason why we have sugar and acidity. Okay, and the base profile of the bricks actually is 55%. Okay, so speaking about the Penja. Penja actually is what we call protected geographic indication. So that means it's the first product in Africa we get this appellation. It's like into wine, you have appellation which is for the premium product. I mean for pepper, I mean the first product from Africa actually is Penja pepper. So it grows into volcanic soil. And everything is hand pick up, okay? Everything is handmade, and even when you see the ladle here is made with bamboo, but the bamboo grow at the end of the field, okay? Everything is local. Okay, so white Penja. So this is, I mean, the production. Actually, a pepper is growing on the rope, which is going around across the tree, okay? So actually, at the beginning, they plant in the land, okay, to make it like a baby. And when the baby grows, they put into the real field, okay. So it's during 7 to 9 months, and after you have to wait between 3 years that the plant grows and 5 years to collect, to get the first fruit. It's like wine, okay? Once you plant your grape into the soil, you need to wait 5 years before to harvest it. So this is all the plant, okay? So actually, when it grows, it's green, okay? As soon as it starts to be red, that means it's ripe, so you can collect it, okay? So you collect, everything is handmade. Okay, you collect in the morning because in Africa it's really hot. So it's about the temperature is between 32 to 35 degrees. So everything is doing by the woman, sorry. And because it's well done. Okay, and every minimum that they collect every day is from 27 kg. Okay, when they collect is between January to March during the year. Okay, so once they collect it, they are going to treat it. Okay, if you want to do black pepper, you are going to take your pepper and to put it during 7 minutes in 90 degrees water. That is going to burn. Okay, that's the reason why when you get black pepper, it's really spicy, it's really hot, it's really hot. Okay, because the pepper has been just deep into 7 minutes of water of 90 degrees. Okay. So, but if you want, there's no fermentation. Okay, fermentation, as we know, for example, if you go, if you want to do some, when you are making some products that you use fermentation, is to enhance the flavor. Okay, but for penja, for white pepper, we do fermentation. So that means when the pepper is harvested, you are going to put it into big bags like this and to dip them into water. Okay, and to leave them, that's the reason why the fermentation is going to go. Okay, just to make to get all the flavor. The trouble is, usually you put them into river, but in Cameroon there's no river, so they do it into big swimming pool. I don't know if you have been to Cuba, but when you go to Cuba and you visit a cigar factory and you go to the fermentation place, I mean, it stinks. Okay, so that's the reason why every two days, every week, they need to remove the bags, to change the water, and to do it again. Okay, this is how the fermentation process is going on. Okay, just to get all the flavor from the pepper. That's the reason why penja, when you smell, you have the flavor of horse. Okay, so it's really animal flavor. Then once you did it, okay, you get the pepper ground. So you need to clean the pepper, okay, because it has been fermented. So you need to clean and to remove the little capsule, the little skin, which is black, just to get the inside, which is going to be white. That's the reason why a lot of people say that white pepper is much more premium than black pepper. So this is how they break the skin and they wash it. Okay. So once this is done, I mean, they put it on the sun, okay, just to make it dry. Okay, that's the reason why from this brown color, clear brown color, you get white color. Okay, so you see them, it's on the big mat. So it's just display, and the natural sun is going to dry all the berry. And then after, the last one is actually they are going to make the calibration, and they are going to try and to focus on the one they want. Okay. After, so this was for Cameroon. As we wanted a different flavor, that's the reason why we select ruberry. So as you see in Ethiopia, they call it passion berry. Okay, because when you crush this kind of little berries, you get all this passion fruit flavor. Okay. This, and the last one actually is Timur. Timur is coming from close to Himalaya mountain from Nepal. So I mean, all the pepper are growing into high altitude, and the Timur berry actually is red like this, is growing in the bush. Okay. So actually we created Paragon. First, we use, I mean, different technique of flavor extraction because we wanted a premium product, and it's also a product that also more and more bartenders are doing their homemade syrup. This is how to use this kind of technique. I mean, not to be reproduced, and to really get to the heart of the product to extract all the flavor. Okay, so we are happy to launch it now because actually we are launching Paragon in Portugal today. Actually, he has been launched in Berlin Barkoven last year, and in only 4 countries: France, UK, Spain, and Sweden. But we are happy to launch it now because by studying all the trends in the bar, we found out that you have no alcoholic cocktail, which are booming, low alcoholic cocktail, which are booming, and all the highball, which are booming. Okay, so this is really the perfect tool. I mean, to use into no alcoholic, low alcoholic in an highball drinks. For example, when we create some recipe with Paragon, most of the time we put 3 to 4 ingredients. You can twist classical cocktail like old-fashioned. Like, for example, the easiest usage that you can do, for example, with Penja, is to take a gimlet. Gimlet, you take a nice gin, you put 5 cl, and you put 1.5 cl of Paragon Penja, cordial, and you get all this acidic flavor coming from gluconic and citric acid, and all this peppery flavor coming from the Penja. Okay, so I know we could speak 1 hour about Paragon, but you are more than welcome to come to the booth, and you will see, and to taste, because we have also on the booth we explain you, and you will taste the different kind of extraction. For on Penja, you have CO2 infusion and distillation, and also you will be able to taste citric acid and gluconic acid. Okay, do you have any question? Okay, so this is chapter 1. We are now waiting for chapter 2, which will be coming. Yeah, due to the gluconic acid, you really have the long-lasting flavor. Yeah, and also it's as a bartender, it's also to surprise your customer. Okay, because we found out that especially on non-alcoholic drinks, I mean, it's really hard to get new flavor. Okay, you have the juice, you have the tonic, you have all the mixer, but to get something really special on non-alcoholic recipe, that's the reason why we wanted to bring a kick with Penja, and also some spice and fruity flavor with Timur and Rue. Okay. Okay. Obrigado.